So on Monday Night Football, Derrick Henry's going to be there.
Yeah.
For the Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
And there's still going to be, I think, looking down on the turf, scorched earth left by Saquon Barkley. You want to talk about one-upping, right? These two guys all year long at the position have been just dynamite.
Absolutely.
But Saquon, were you there last night?
I was not. I was not in the vicinity, but I was watching the game.
You were one of the only few people who were associated with the Eagles who were not in that building last night.
It was very heavily green.
Holy cow. I was there.
Yeah?
And, it was loud. But just watching him do what he's doing right now, Saquon Barkley, somebody who played for the Eagles last year, it makes me feel like whatever was not on the same page last year, coordinator or whatever the heck was going on.
Yeah.
And then whatever might have been happening in the first 4 weeks of this season, coming off the bye. This guy has totally changed the dynamic of the team. What would you say about that, Jason?
Well, obviously there's a number of changes from last year, and the two coordinating positions are different. Outside of that, though, the offense is largely the same.
Yeah.
And I think, for me, we've been really fortunate to have great offensive lines with Jeff Stoutland and really good running games throughout my career in Philadelphia. But what you see with Saquon is just the ability at any moment to create this explosive touchdown that, we haven't really had, since like LaShawn McCoy was probably there. I think you probably have to go back that far. And I mean, with the way he's playing right now, it's just so special. And, kudos to the offensive staff. I think they know who they are. They finally found their identity as an offense, which is run, smash mouth, let the offensive line lean on. And they do so much better in the second half because it wears on you. There's been so many games between the last two. I think maybe the Jacksonville game. Like Saquon and this line combined, it's only a matter of time before that amount of weight. Jordan Mailata, who's 6'9", 370 pounds. Landon Dickerson, who's 6'5", 350 pounds. Like, they're going to lean on you over the course of the game, and eventually it's going to break. And it pairs really well because the only way you can stop that is try and stack the box. And then they have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, who wasn't out there yesterday, but they've turned into this smash-mouth running gun team, and it seems like the best teams in the NFL this year are playing that way. And it's fun to watch. I mean, what he's doing right now, I don't know that I've ever, seen a running back been this dominant in this short period of time since the bye. Yeah.
Well, I think you haven't seen it because I don't think you were alive the last time. I'll be honest. The last time a running back had 500 or more scrimmage yards over a 2-week span was Walter Payton in 1977.
Sweetness. Okay. That makes sense.
And he was the MVP of the league.
Yeah. I mean, he's in the conversation.
Don't you think?
I do. I mean,
he has to be. I think he is. I just think he is.
I think if you look at it from a positional value, yes, I think the best quarterback in the league is probably always the most valuable player. But I think when you factor in how markedly different the offense is without Saquon and what they are doing this year with the same pieces and how much better they are, I think there's a number of games that they lose without Saquon. And I think that the story behind it all, who he is and how this has all happened, that factors into me.
Don't you think?
Absolutely. And I think, again, the league has shifted in some ways back to this line of scrimmage game. You see it with the Detroit Lions. We're going to see it with the Ravens tonight. The Chargers are certainly trying to play that smash mouth football with Greg Roman. The Eagles are doing it. It feels like more than ever, the running back position over the last decade has been completely devalued. And now we have Saquon, Derrick Henry, and some guys in Detroit and Gibbs and Montgomery that are being, I guess it pays to have really good running backs.
Damn straight, man. And when you think about it, the way you would want to beat the Eagles is to make them go, just make sure that there's obviously keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket.
Yep.
And make sure that you're not getting beat over the top by Smith or A.J. Brown.
Yep.
And let them plod their way down the field if you can, and then stop them in the red zone and hold them to 3 points.
Yes.
That's the way to beat them.
For sure.
Saquon is basically saying, okay, I'm just going to run through the red zone.
Score before I get to the red zone. Yeah,
like that's
absolutely
what he is doing. And some of the struggles that I would see from the Eagles, even in the year you made the Super Bowl, on occasion over a 2-3 week period, maybe over a stretch, and certainly last year, was, struggling to make a play when you need it.
Yeah.
The run game would be a little inconsistent. He's totally changed all that.
Yeah.
That's why I think he's the MVP of the Eagles and certainly the NFL right now.
I think I'm right there with you. I think it's, you got a couple. I mean, Josh Allen's been having a tremendous year, but I think Saquon. It's a great point in the big playability and not even having to get into the red zone. Right. You got the Washington game late. I mean, the score, when you look at the end of score, it looks like it's out of control, like the Eagles dominated. They were right there till like midway through the fourth quarter, and Saquon busts a run right out the right side to finally give them a big lead, and then he scores on the very next series. So these huge runs, I don't think can be, discounted. I think it's a big, big deal.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.